Back now on this premiere episode of County Connections, coming to you once again from the beautiful Forsyth County Government Center in downtown Winston-Salem. And on the next few minutes, we want to talk about something very important to all of us here in the county, and that's emergency medical services, EMTs, paramedics. Let's find out where all that stands with a good friend of ours. Daren Ziglar is Director of Emergency Services for Forsyth County. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
What's the current status of EMS calls in Forsyth County?
Well, probably the two best words to describe it would be extremely busy. We're seeing record numbers of calls on a daily basis.
Now, I'm going to ask a stupid question, I guess, because everything we think about nowadays has something to do with COVID. So I guess my question to you is, are you saying that it's increased because of COVID, or it's just increased anyway?
I think it's a little bit of both. The three kind of big categories that we've seen with this is an increase with our COVID calls. We've seen that in the last 2 months. We've seen a significant increase in violence calls with the gun violence. And then, you've not heard as much coverage about it, but the opioid epidemic is still, we're still running a large number of events such as that.
And that's sad. We're going to get into that a little bit more later in the program about that program. But what's the current staffing status, would you say, for EMTs and paramedics? How are we doing there?
Well, we're still don't have adequate staffing. I mean, we're still in a struggle with recruitment, retaining personnel, and it's no different than really all of our urban settings around the state and for that matter, the country.
Around the country, same thing.
Exactly.
What's going on with that? I mean, why?
Well, it's a difficult job. Two, the workload, the work demand right now is incredibly high. There is a lot of opportunities out there for paramedics, and so they can be out here battling COVID, or they could work in a clinical setting. There's just a lot of different job opportunities for paramedics.
What are you doing to try to address the shortage?
So there's different things. We're working with both internal and external groups with the county, working on what we call our paramedic pipeline, and that goes into public education as far as high schools and early college of introducing this as a career. We're working closely with our partners at Forsyth Tech to...
Yeah, I wanted to mention that you and I were together on another show earlier, and I was fascinated and really kind of shocked at what you're doing with Forsyth Tech in terms of incentives and bonuses and stuff. Tell the folks at home if they don't know about it.
And really, this is something Forsyth Tech has really stepped up with. They looked at some of the ARPA money, some of the foundation money, and really provided some incentives for people to go through their paramedic program. Basically, it turns out that it'd be no cost for the education, the books, the uniforms, and they're actually providing a monetary incentive when you start and then a monetary incentive when you graduate.
Didn't I hear something? Didn't you tell me a few weeks ago it was like $2,000 or something?
I think it's $500 when you start, when you enroll, and then I think it's $2,000 if you graduate.
Well, what a great incentive to want to go into that.
Exactly.
I mean, you want to love the work. You want to go into it for your own personal reasons, but to know that tuition is paid and you can come out with a $2,000 bonus on top of that, that's something else.
And it really introduces people to the career, gives them a good look at it. It's something we're deeply involved with the college on. So, we're hoping to use this as a direct recruitment link for
set up a
Forsyth
pipeline
County.
of people, exactly, coming through there. I guess I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you, what if somebody wants to go through training, whether it's for Forsyth Tech or not, or they just want to get in touch with your department, find out more about it? What do people do? Is there an application, or what goes on?
So if they're already credentialed as an EMT or a paramedic or an advanced EMT, they can go to the county's website. We keep constant job postings up there, so it's pretty much a perpetual posting. They can reach out like that. They can reach out to us through our website at fcems.com or through our social media page on Facebook.
And just to keep it simple, what I thought I'd do is just also mention ForsythCountyNC.gov, which we're mentioning throughout the program. And the reason I bring that up is because if you want to do that, you can click through to emergency services, and then that puts you on the page that Daren was talking about. Daren, in all seriousness, we kid around sometime, you and I, but I really appreciate what you do and how you do it, and you're making a real difference. And thanks for doing this. All right, we'll be right back after this.